What's up, everybody? Clayton Safey here from the Wolverine.com. I'm outside of Clarkston High School here. A late game, 7:30 kick was televised on Fox Sports Detroit. West Bloomfield, of course, playing at Clarkston here. West Bloomfield, the home of Rivals 100 running back Donovan Edwards, Rivals 250 2022 athlete Dylan Tatum, both big-time Michigan prospects. Edwards in 21. Tatum in 2022, and then 2023 offensive lineman Amir Herring, offensive lineman for West Bloomfield, with a Michigan offer as well. So a loaded game. Of course, Clarkston has Notre Dame offensive line commit Rocco Spindler and LSU offensive line commit Garrett Dellinger, and they were both really impressive in the trenches here, and that kind of won out late in the game. They really took over in the second half. It was a tough loss for West Bloomfield, 24-21. Clarkston was able to pull out the win in overtime. So, again, it was a 7:30 kick because it was on Fox Sports Detroit. They moved it back. And then an overtime game. And it was a slow game, TV timeouts. But we'll talk about the Michigan targets here, starting with Donovan Edwards, of course, the headliner in this game. A running back, listed as running back on Rivals, played a ton of wide receiver tonight, also lined up at running back, obviously, but he started the game at wide receiver, played there for the majority of the contest. Was impressive. He's got good hands. He, runs after the catch pretty well. It was just a tough game overall in the trenches, I think, for West Bloomfield, and I think that made it tough for really anyone to showcase a whole lot. But Donovan Edwards had one touchdown. It was a 1-yard rush out of the Wildcat. He looked good there, jumped over the pile, looked athletic. Dylan Tatum really was probably the most impressive player in the game outside of Dellinger and Rocco Spindler. Dylan Tatum had an interception. He also had a jet sweep touchdown. And again, I saw him a couple weeks ago, and I was really high on him as an athlete overall. Michigan's recruiting him at both defensive back and running back. He can really do it all. He lines up in the slot. Like I mentioned, that jet sweep was out of the slot position, so he does a ton for this West Bloomfield team. I like him. I saw Miles Rouser from Belleville, Rivals 100 kid in 2022. D-back, more of a safety-type prospect and really exclusively a safety prospect. I am much more impressed with Dylan Tatum as an athlete. I think he could play really anywhere in the defensive backfield. I think he could play slot receiver at the next level, running back certainly at the next level. Of course, he's competing for playing time at the running back spot with Donovan Edwards, but I really like Dylan Tatum. Was impressive tonight. Also did want to mention Kentucky cornerback commit Maxwell Hairston. He had I think 70-yard touchdown reception on the offensive side of the ball, showing off his big playability. And he had a pick that was super impressive 2 weeks ago, again, when I was seeing this West Bloomfield team. I really like him, and I know Michigan's thin on corners in this class. At the last minute, if they end up offering this kid, I wouldn't be shocked if he flipped his commitment. Again, Michigan closely monitoring him, weren't super high on him coming into this process, coming into his senior year after what he put on film in his junior year. But, man, I'm just more impressed by him each and every time I see him. And you see some clips on Twitter, too, even last week when I wasn't at their game, was at a different game. So I really like him. Amir Herring, the last guy I'll talk about, offensive lineman. He played left tackle, but he projects as an interior guy in college. I like his athleticism. I like his frame. I like his upside. Again, he's a sophomore, 2023 prospect, so he's got a ton of room to grow. But he is the nicest kid in the world, and then he's a mauler on the football field when he gets the opportunity. Again, a tough matchup tonight against some of those more elite guys in the country. Both Dellinger and Spindler played on defense as well, so tough sledding in the trenches. But I like Herring, and I think that's a guy that we're going to talk about a lot in the next few years here when it comes to Michigan football recruiting. But that's it here from West Bloomfield against Clarkston. Clarkston getting a 24-21 overtime win.